Hi, today I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy ice cream cone. It uses very few colors, and I'm using a very simple watercolor set. Basically it's a kid set, so you really don't need much of anything to do this, and a pen. Okay, so I start by drawing the cone. And feel free to use a pencil if you're not as confident with your drawing. Okay, next you want a sort of bumpy, this is the fringe. You want it sort of bumpy and a nice smooth, doesn't have to be perfectly smooth. There, a scoop. Okay. Center that. Alright, so I will start with the strawberry ice cream. Now I'm going to use red. Now the trick about using red is what you really want is a pink, so you have to dilute it. So what you can do, dab a little bit here and dab it onto the lid. Get some water on your brush and just dilute the color. And paint it on. A quick note, if you're using pen, you can expect it to blend, bleed a little bit. So that's, if you don't want the bleeding, you may want to use a pencil. But I think it looks kind of cool. Doesn't look too clean. Sometimes you want a little bit of a messy style. Alright. Now this part here is wet, so I want to let it dry a little bit. And I'll paint the cone. It usually doesn't take very long for it to dry, just enough for you to use it. So I'm cleaning my brush. This is a paper towel I've got down here, so I'm just wiping it on the paper towel. Okay, so right here I've got a brown. Now I've tested this brown and it happens to be a little bit too red. So what you want to do is mix it with a little bit of blue. So you take some of the color, put it on the lid, and pick up a little bit of blue and mix it in. That's too much blue for red. So I'm adding some more brown. Okay, so you got brown and blue, and you got a nice rich brown. If you happen to like the brown in your set, you don't have to mix it. Another consideration is to mix the brown with a little bit of yellow. That can produce a nice tan colored, which isn't particularly unrealistic for this sort of thing. Alright, clean my brush. Okay, now I'm going back and I'm going to pick up some red, and I want to leave it red this time, and I'm going to add a little bit of detail to my cone. So you just want some little dots and a few little squiggles, just to indicate that the coloring has some depth to it. Alright. Now I'm going to apply some shading. You want a little bit under the rim of the ice cream. And I'm going to give a shadow on this side, on the right. Now in cheap sets like this one, you have to work a little bit to get a very dark black. So you don't have to dilute it a whole lot. You can just pick it straight up. Alright, and there's my shadow. Oh, and you can put a little bit of shadow on the ice cream itself. Now notice how after I painted the extra red on here, I went and painted over here for the shadow. That gives this here just a minute amount of time to dry before I apply the shadow on the ice cream itself. And little tricks like that can really make a difference, I've noticed. A little bit there. Alright. Last thing is you want to give the cone sort of a waffle effect. And to do that, I'm going to pick up just some straight brown and I'm going to put little dots. Now, when I was looking at a picture, a reference photo, I noticed that the you would actually have little tiny squares, but to try and get a little square shape is a bit of an ordeal, and you can approximate it well enough just with little dots. So you want them in nice, neat rows. Alright, and there you have it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.